everyone! So welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a 2-in-1. I was going to separate the two and then I was like, wait, here's a thought. Put them both in the same video, duh! So I thought that I could explain all the frequently asked questions that I get asked about squats. Like, how many days a week do you do them? What do you eat before? What do you eat after? I was going to make an entire frequently asked questions video about that, but then I was like, I'll just put that in the beginning of my squat routine. So I filmed my squat routine, I filmed the frequently asked questions all in this video. First question that I always get asked is, how often should you work on your butt if you're looking to build a bigger butt? Or for me, I actually care more about like the quality of the butt, not so much building it so much bigger, but actually getting it to a different shape, you know, making it more round. You know, now when I turn to the side, my butt is round. It's not like this, or it's not like doing something else. I don't know what else it would do, but it's round and it's lifted. That was my goal. More than just having like this big old butt, it's like I wanted it to have a different shape so that it looks better in jeans, and it's just, you know, like building a muscle. For me, it's the same thing with any muscle group, whether it's my biceps, my shoulders, my butt, anything. 1 day a week for that muscle group. So I only do squats 1 day a week. I personally believe in that style of working out. I know I'm not the first to come up with that, but I just think it makes the most sense. And I think anything you do in life, if you do things that make sense to you, like logically, you're going to stick to it because you get the reasons why. You know, you're not just doing it because someone said so. You're actually getting, this is why I work out. And the way you build muscle, and the whole way that all that works is you're tearing the muscle down so that it has to rebuild. And when it rebuilds, when you're putting on muscle, it grows bigger. It's rebuilding bigger, if that makes sense. Did I say that right? But that's like the logic. Whether I use the right words or not, that's the logic behind it. So it takes the week to repair and recover and build up so that the next time you can go stronger, you can add more weight. You're basically tearing down the muscle when you are lifting weights. Then you spend the rest of the week just recovering, not working that muscle, letting it do the natural process that it takes of recovering, repairing, and grow. If you take a more aggressive approach and you work that muscle every single day you're tearing it down, then when would it rebuild? When would it repair so that it could grow bigger? You're constantly breaking the muscle down. So for me, that doesn't make sense that way. It makes sense to do it 1 day a week. You could even lift heavier when you do it 1 day a week. Think about if you're doing squats every single day. You know how painful leg day is if you've ever done them. I'm still sore from Saturday. My love handles hurt. There's parts of my butt that I didn't even know, like cheeks. I could feel my cheeks hurting. How could I do that every single day and still lift heavier or lift the same? You know, you would start to get tired. 10 is always my magic number. As I'm going up in weight, I'm going to be able to do less, if that makes sense, but 10 is always the goal number for me. Hashtag goals. I always felt discouraged in the pit. That's what we call it at my gym. It's the pit, and it's like this circle of just weights, and it's all these like tough guys, and oh, you're doing 400. I did that last week. They're like, yeah, I'm like screaming, and I'm like, and I feel intimidated. But something Jared explained to me, and now I'm more excited to lift weights, and maybe it'll make you more excited, I don't know. But you know how you can't target fat? I've mentioned that in videos before, but you can't target fat, unfortunately. So if I have fat right here, I can't say, oh, I want to target the fat just right here, not the rest of my body. It doesn't work that way. You have to just go on a diet and you will lose fat everywhere. But muscle is cooler because you can target it. So if I want to put muscle on right here, I can. So that's the cool thing about muscle, and it does get me excited because, you know, if I'm building muscle on, you know, my butt, it's, you know, gonna come out more, making my waist appear smaller looking. Or, you know, if I want to make my legs more toned, I can. I actually have control over that, whereas fat you don't. So that's kind of the cool thing about muscle, is you do have control. I actually don't take a pre-workout before the gym. I don't really even know what that means. Like when people say that, like pre-workout bars or pre-workout shakes, I don't know. I don't do either of them. I don't go and do squats on an empty stomach. It's not part of my fasting cardio or fasted routine. I don't think that I could like actually lift weights if I was hungry. but I don't go there on a full stomach either, so it'll be after lunchtime. Okay, so now I want to talk about what I have after the gym. So after I'm done building muscle, I know you guys saw in my meal prep video, I did have pasta with chicken, and a lot of people were asking, why do you do that? So this is why I'm going to explain it now. The reason why I like the mixture of pasta or anything, any carb mixed with a protein, is because the carbs are going to shuttle that protein into your muscles so that they can repair, grow, and that whole process. If I'm just doing protein, it's gonna do a little bit, like say just chicken. It's gonna do a little bit, but not too much. If I'm just having carbs, what's that gonna do? I don't even know, probably nothing. So the mixture of the two, because carbs are energy, so they kind of like send out the protein. That's how I see it in my head. I just break it down to like how I understand it and like getting straight to the point, not all the fluff. So I always start with the bar, and I just lift it by itself. This bar weighs 45 pounds, so it's a good warm-up to work on your form before adding weight. And then after I'm warmed up, I'll start adding weight. Here I'm doing 85 pounds. To me, it's more important to do higher in weight and less reps than it is to say like, oh, I did 20 of these. I would rather only be able to do 595. I'm doing 95 here, than a lot of reps. Don't judge me. I stink at deadlifts. So I want to do it, but I'm not doing it. One of the Gold's gym trainers was on the other side when Jared was filming, and he was helping us, and he was telling me to look up, and it's really awkward to look at and watch me do, but it does make a difference in the form. You're really going to feel it in your butt, and you'll do the form correctly, but it does look freaking silly with me looking up like that.
My face is stuck.
It really is stuck. My asshole.
Sam just walking off the deadlift.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah. Slapping the booty, walking it off.
And then here, this one really hurts. It doesn't look like it would, but try it. Get a weight, this is either 20 or 30, and just hold it at the end. That way you put pressure on your butt and your legs, and you just pulse at the bottom and come back up. This time I was pulsing for 5 and coming back up, and then we're going to pulse for 10 and come back up. Hurts like a mother.
Iron Sam. No, with the elbow too. That's what I think it is. Something like that, but does it feel more like...
I'm at the club.
There we go, yeah, I like that. I feel like that's your back, but...
You feel like what?
That's gotta get like your back or something. I don't know. Ooh, your elbow's so locked. Your elbow's backwards. It's like, show us your hand.
I was doing this ab workout and your magazine told me what to do and then this happened. Is this like a normal side effect? Oh god. Deadlifts? It really hurt. I think I'm done, but like I feel like I need to do one more thing,
Just do the worm. Oh, planks. Yeah, that's good. Damn, girl, you got a donk.
She's like, first I do this,